these things out. So ultimately for me, should you exercise with the back pain was the overarching question. Well, we know that rest wasn't the answer, so it's got to be a yes. So what should it be? And for me, it's always about active recovery, just sitting and waiting. We talked about muscles atrophying or getting weaker. An active recovery approach gets you a personalized kind of prescription of the exercise based on your tolerance for activity. We've got to figure out what you can do and find a level about what you should do. So these are things that it demands that level of supervision because of the spine being as complex as it is. And additionally, when things get bad, you could be unintentionally bedridden. You could, obviously, bed rest is one thing in terms of a treatment approach that used to happen about it. But when you're in so much pain that you have no choice, the level of activity you can tolerate is to lay in bed. It's not a great place to be. It can be incredibly debilitating. When the spine becomes so unstable that things like a cough or a sneeze cause you pain, where getting in and out of a car becomes difficult because the spine becomes unstable. If you bend over, but you have way more, not only will you have pain bending, but if that pain is worse rising from a bent position, that's a classic sign of instability in the spine. So what is instability? Where does that come from? Some of it's just a lot of stress from just your daily activities. If you sit, if you bend improperly, riding in cars, just that vibration and pounding on it, you lose posture if we sit longer than 20 minutes at a time, and those discs just take a pounding. Well, how does that create instability? We talked about the disc structure being cartilage. Think about like steak, right? If there's a piece of gristle on that steak, what do you do to try to tenderize it? You take out the hammer and you pound on it. You tenderize that steak. So that's what happens with life. If we've put abnormal stress on the spine, an abnormal amount of pounding, if we pound on the disc, that disc becomes a bit mushy. It becomes soft. The segments become unstable. So we may be thinking, oh man, I just pulled a muscle. Well, that muscle may be pulling or creating tension because it's trying to create stability. So I don't want you to think that this is all just based on one condition. I'm talking about kind of instability as an overarching underlying issue that a lot of